I want to get this. I want this on my headstone. Holy shit. 199 hat makes it chef's kiss. Thirst trap shipping fucking ruined fandom. Absolutely ruined fandom. Thirst trap shipping is all derivative of fanfic, which was allowed to come into fandom during the Twilight years. And now Hollywood has started making and backing to the tune of hundreds of millions fanfic. And this is what we get. Hey, there's the fortress where she killed an ice troll in under 10 seconds.
This mark was left as a trail for orcs to follow.
It's really convenient that he left a mark that looks exactly like the land on the map that she never bothered to look at for 1,000 years.
Follow. He was here.
What makes you think of that? The mark he's been leaving on everybody, including your brother?
Sauron was here.
Oh, there's the ice troll she killed in under 10 seconds. Oh, my fucking...
Ours was no chance meeting.
She's sent to Valinor, the Undying Lands, as a punishment, but a reward. But they're really just punishing her by going to heaven. And she jumps off the ship, swims across the ocean about as big as the Atlantic on the, at the time, very flat Middle Earth, and then randomly runs across Sauron. The only thing that might be slightly more impossible is running across the xenomorph from the first Alien movie in the middle of deep space next to a giant chunk of ship that says the Nostromo. I don't know. You pick. Maybe even put a poll. I don't know if we can do polls on Rumble, but I mean, what is more unlikely? I don't know. I would say running into Sauron in the middle of an ocean on a raft so we can ship Galadriel, who's married at this time, with Sauron. Hot Sauron, I can change him. The tides of fate are flowing between my legs for Sauron, or Sauron from Mordor.
Tides of fate are flowing. The light of the Eldar is fading.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. The darkness creeping in, which darkness returning to the world was Sauron, right? It's actually poisoning things in Region and other places, and they need Mithril to fight it. Where we later got the origin of Mithril. This is all made up dog shit, by the way.
The great tree is all but bleeding leaves. Are you acquainted with the work of Lord Celebrimbor?
Lord Celebrimbor, the master smith who is completely unaware of alloy.
The greatest of elven smiths, of course. It is our only salvation. You need me. Without me, your people will fade. We are on the cusp of crafting a new kind of power.
This is all made up shit. By the way, here's the first LGBTQ plus character in Tolkien's work, or basically fanfic in this fanfic. And this whole construction of having everything fade, and we need to have some MacGuffin to fight it because we need to remind people of, just elements from Lord of the Rings. And it's like, I cannot stress to people who haven't, like, at least, if you just know the movies, like how wrong all of this is. Like, and they didn't need to take this path. And they specifically took this path to insert Sauron as Halbrand because Simon Tolkien wanted Sauron to have a Walter White story. He insisted on it. And initially he was blocked, then Amazon got rid of the original people involved, and they were able to replace people who were happy to oblige Christopher's son's idiotic whims. Celebrimbor had some baggage. He did, but he wasn't a fucking buffoon. They're making him into a straight up buffoon.
Not of the flesh, but over flesh.
Where's Sauron?
I killed Sauron. Soon, this land will be ours.
So another made-up character, Adar, because you needed a villain because you were pushing for the hot Sauron, getting the girls involved, thirst shipping bullshit instead of just honoring the lore, which would have been a much better story. To have an elf, a dark elf, create orcs. Moob armor, and there's Warrior Galadriel. I predicted this 2 years before the show came out. I'm all Galadriel, and I was joking. It's going to be in armor, just slaying orc. The only thing I was wrong about is I said she would be at the head of an all-female army of Numenorians, not just half. So I was 25% wrong. I was like, they couldn't even be this stupid. I'm a sweet summer child. Moob armor. Let's go back. We got some moob armor. Got to see the moob armor again. Who the fuck designed that? You go look at the armor from Hobbit or Lord of the Rings.
I'm not the hero, you see.
And when she broke out of jail, she took out 5 Numenorians by herself and then smirked at the end, went, God, I hate this timeline. This is Numenor, and we have 2 women talking. That is Tarmiriel. Miriel, who is, I'm going to paraphrase. Here, I'll find the exact quote. I don't want to paraphrase. Miriel, who was forced into marriage to Ar-Pharazôn, who would essentially be the last king of Numenor, who usurped the throne. Now, Miriel was supposed to ascend to the throne, but didn't. A woman of great beauty, smaller than were most women of that land, with bright eyes, fairer than silver or ivory or pearls. Yeah. The term, this might be lost on a lot of people. The term fair. The term fair-haired.
People?
That's what it meant. Not supposed to bring that up, though. Not supposed to bring that up because that's not, you don't understand Tolkien. That's not what he intended, even though he specifically said it. The fact is, Tolkien did account for other races. And, well, we'll see how accounted for there will be in War of the Rohirrim, the Harad, the Easterlings. We'll see how accounted for they are. But he did account for them. They just don't like how he accounted for them. For his mythology for England. It's in the prologue. Read the prologue. Read, there's the preamble, there's the writer's note. He explains it all. He goes into detail how it's not an allegory for World War II, and he despises allegory. He is for it being applicable, not allegory. Applicable. Application, not allegory.
Place your hand upon it.
My favorite part. It's one of my favorite parts.
There's a reason he came to us. I can feel it.
I can feel it. Oh, totally not Gandalf. One of the blue wizards. Radagast. I don't fucking know. Don't care. It's so stupid to have a mystery box character that you don't even solve the mystery at the end, but the show was so fucking stupid by the end. I don't care. The fact that any Astari are there, any wizards are there at all is fucking ridiculous. Dollar Tree wizards, yes. But yeah, and then they bring in the Nazgûls to pursue them just so they can have something like a Nazgûl, but with girls, and they'll just call her random witches that they can, none of this fucking happens. None of this happens. But it's just so obvious that they wanted to remake Lord of the Rings and they couldn't. They got the rights to the appendices, so they'll make something on the second age, but they'll try to insert so much from Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings, which is different than Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, obviously, as member berries to bring people in instead of just telling the story. By the way, filling the story full of humans, right? You could have just stuck with elves. Their reasoning was elves are too stoic. There's no personality there. Well, shit. Find good actors and get good storytellers, and it wouldn't be the case. And they threw so much money at this, and it's so fucking bad. And it's all going to come back to people now.
He is not Sauron. He is the other. He is
I know I must go to Rune. Together, we can save Little Earth.
You know, Frodo, I quite forgot to tell you that I spent considerable time in the Second Age in the company of Harfoots, which reminded me a bit of you and Sam, except they were girls. The paycheck from Amazon was excellent.
One day, this will be your kingdom. Help us. The fate of the elves was decided many ages ago.
They do not know what they have begun.
They created Mordor in a single afternoon with a contraption like Mousetrap and started a volcano and Galadriel in a world where elves drown, they die if they fall from great heights, they die if they get stabbed. Survived a pyroclastic flow.
Tell me who you are.
I've been telling you the whole damn time, you dumb bitch. I'm Sauron.
Where is Halbrand?
He's gone.
Who is Halbrand? That would have been a good follow-up.
None of us are to treat with him again.
Don't treat with him again.
We proceed?
We must make 3.
Because 3 provides balance. Even though the evil guy I just found out is evil completely taught me to make these, and they weren't already constructed. So I wasn't fooled that way. I was already not fooled and knew to not make the rings and decided to do it anyway. Everything in this show, everything that happens, every death, every drop of blood is on Galadriel's hands. Never mind. These fools will love to pluck a fucking line from a letter or pluck some kind of lore to try to justify her being a warrior by saying she's athletic. And they'll completely ignore things like the order of the making of the rings, the fact that she has a daughter, the fact that she has a husband, she had interactions, she leaves earlier, she's in places she never was. They're mushing together 3,000 years roughly. Yeah. But man, we're respecting the lore when it really supports what we need to change. Hey, dwarven women didn't have beards. You want to know why? We went to the Tolkien Gateway and removed it.
Tell me your name.
Sauron.
I have had many names. Sauron lives because of you!
Yep. But within the show, Sauron was actually, in his way, trying to be good. And he thought, hooking up with Galadriel, who should be married with a daughter at this time. I mean, they're going to have to bring that up eventually, or Elrond's going to stay single and there's no Arwen. What the fuck are they going to do? I mean, in the show, Elrond's gay, obviously. Maybe him and Durin the Third will have a baby. Sauron's reign begins. This is a giant vanity project for a guy who's building a giant cuckoo clock in the middle of Texas. The activists have been circling this property for a long time, because they really don't like it. Remember that one scholar with all the junk in her lip and was trying to justify, was a scholar, loved Tolkien, but hated Tolkien. And we went over her stuff quite a bit, found a lot of video on her. That's what the Tolkien Society is now. They're antithetical to what Tolkien believed in because they're academics. So of course they're going to shy away from religion instead of like, respecting somebody's religion isn't signing off on it. Respecting what a man's wishes aren't signing off on them. By the way, pretty good messages in Lord of the Rings, whether you're religious or not. Pretty good messages in it. We heard at the end of the Christopher Reeve trailer. He said, I'm going to paraphrase here. He said, I once thought a hero was somebody who did the right thing without considering consequences. Now I know the hero is the ordinary person who fights unsurmountable odds and stays true. That's fucking Frodo and Sam. And Merry and Pippin. That's what a hero is. And it's about heroism. It's the pure story about heroism.
Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.